There are many people watching right now who can't hit the donate button, but they can, when they go tomorrow to the store, to the office, smile at someone or open the door for someone, or when somebody's struggling at the cash register at a Starbucks or something else and everyone's getting upset, they can be the person to say, hey everybody, give them a break. It's a little bit busy right now and they don't have any help. There is no cost associated with doing the right thing or doing something nice. Attention is the #1 asset.
To all of those that are joining in, welcome, welcome. A wonderful, wonderful thing. Here, we are here at St. Jude on the Tiki Talkie channel, and I have been given the special, wonderful honor to be able to host this live streaming, a Give-a-thon live streaming. And our first guest, my friends, that we see here is Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk. Hello there, my friend.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing quite wonderful, Gary. I'm excited that you are here.
I'm excited to be here. Happy holidays to you and everybody else.
Happy holidays to you.
There we go. Now I'm on the screen.
There you are.
Such a
Let's
pleasure.
see if we can make it a little bigger, my friends. Your picture is so very small.
Yes, I feel very small here, but that's appropriate because you are very big and important, Mr. Claus, which I'm incredibly thrilled to be here with you.
Let's see here. There's so very many buttons. We have to try to figure it out. But Gary,
Well, listen,
I'm so very impressed by all that you do. I truly want to be able to speak from my heart to yours. You have changed so very many lives, my friend, and continue to speak on the importance of individuals and advocating for their own needs, and the importance of family, and how you have spoken about your family and your mother in particular. What a gift, my friend. What a gift. Now, I'm quite curious how Christmas was like as a child for you.
Well, for me, when I think about it, I grew up in the 80s. So first of all, you were in tons of content growing up. There was at least 4 to 5 different shows I would watch every year that would have you in it. And so it's just a joyous time. You know, I also, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this to Santa and all the kids watching, but sometimes, you know, school was a challenge. So I always looked forward to this time of year and getting a little time. But happy memories, Robbie Turnick and Denise Laurie and Eric Godfrey, all my friends, and going to the mall and getting my picture with you. Those were all exciting times. But most of all, and this is where I got very fortunate, Santa, having a mother specifically, though my dad's great, but my mom was incredibly wired in a way where she got great joy in giving. And my sister and I have a very special story. On my 10th birthday, we went to Toys R Us, and I was supposed to pick out a present, but instead, the very hard to get Cabbage Patch Kids were in Toys R Us, and I used my birthday money to get her a doll for my birthday. And why I tell that story is when I think about this time of year and Christmas and things of that nature, the best memory was being, after a little while, maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, I was excited about what I was gonna get. But by the time I got to like 10 or 11 and 12 years old, I got incredibly excited about what I was giving. And you know, it's stuff that you would say and stuff that parents and elders would say, but the opportunity for giving is the great, great feeling. And actually, if I may just have a moment, because I know a lot of people have joined this stream from my world, for all the V-Friends and the Vayniacs and all of my community, I'm sure you see it up there, the incredible button to donate. St. Jude's is an organization that I'm sure many of us are aware of. You know, it would mean the world to me if I've been able to provide any value to you at any point, that you could reciprocate that by helping the children and making a donation during this live. It would genuinely mean the world to me. And I think for the ones of us, you know, when I discovered the joys of giving, I was in very, very small financial means. You know, a $20 item from a Macy's or JCPenney's was like a big gift. But, so it doesn't matter what size the gift is, it's the concept of feeling that joy. And I think before, you know, most people at some point in their life, whether in their youth or in their elder years, they discover the joy of giving. And, you know, Santa, I think you represent giving culturally around the world at the highest levels, and I commend you for that work.
Well, thank you, my friend, so very much. I have children that will ask all over the world, how can I be a gift giver? I have no money. And I think that being a true gift giver at heart, there are so very many beautiful ways to give and be a gift giver in so very many ways. Oftentimes it is just taking a moment with our words with those that are around us as well.
You know, it's funny, recently in my parents' attic, I found some cards and pictures I made for my mom when I was a kid, because when you're 6 or 7, you tend not to have the ability to go to the store by yourself, nor do you have the money to do it. And so when I think about that, that's what my mom still has versus the purses or the shoes or the perfume I bought for her in my teenage years. I think, I hope everybody heard your words very wisely. Predominantly, the gifts people remember. There we go, Santa. Now you're on it. Let's go, Santa.
My goodness, the elves have been trying to help me so very much. And finally, we found the button, my friend.
Big shout out
Christmas
to
has been
Sunnyside
saved.
Jewelry. I want to give a shout out to Sunnyside Jewelry and Dart, who just donated. I think, you know, to your point, there are many people watching right now who can't hit the donate button, but they can, when they go tomorrow to the store, to the office, smile at someone or open the door for someone, or when somebody's struggling at the cash register at a Starbucks or something else and everyone's getting upset, they can be the person to say, hey everybody, give them a break. It's a little bit busy right now and they don't have any help. There is no cost associated with doing the right thing or doing something nice. You can draw a picture, write a letter, finally express to someone how you feel about them because you appreciate them. But for the ones that are fortunate enough to be able to hit that donate button above your head, Santa, I really am compelled to tell the hundreds of people that are on this right now that it goes to a very remarkable place. And I genuinely couldn't encourage you more to hit the button and make a donation. It will really matter, and I genuinely do think it makes you feel better.
Absolutely. You know, Mrs. Claus, her saying is always, kindness is a gift that everyone can afford to give. What a wonderful thing.
I believe in it so much.
It's so very important.
I always ask myself why I'm happy, because I'm so fortunate. And after I get through circumstances and the luck of the draw with DNA and most importantly, good parenting, I got lucky that I like to give. And it's been my thing my whole life. And I'm incredibly humbled to be on this with you. And I thank you for everything you do and obviously a lot of people see the commercial aspects of it, and I like that stuff, you know. I'm a human society, but when you go a layer below the presence, the why presence, and to your point what you made earlier, some of the best presents of all time had zero cost associated with them. And so anyway, I'm genuinely grateful to be here with you.
Wonderful. Well, Gary, I'm so very thankful that you are taking the time out of, I can only assume, is a very, very busy day. I'm very curious. You have the ability.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Absolutely.
And I think I'm busy, but a man who is able to go to every child's house in the world in one evening, that's a level of work ethic that I can respect.
Well, we're trying harder and harder each year, my friend. Now, I'm curious, with someone that is able to support in so very many ways and so many different organizations, what is it about St. Jude that has sparked your interest and heart?
I mean, look, I always, you know, I got very fortunate. I grew up in a family that, you know, I was born in the Soviet Union, in the USSR, and that was a very challenging place to grow up for my parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. And so when we finally immigrated to America, you know, the first memories I have is big family dinner tables and everyone, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this in front of Santa, but everyone drinking vodka from the old country. But when they would cheers, everyone was over 21, Santa, don't worry. When they would cheers, they would always say in Russian, to good health. And I grew up in an environment where it wasn't money, it wasn't being able to buy 100 presents at Christmas, it wasn't fame. That good health was on a pedestal. And I've been blessed with a lot of talent and capability, and I'm in control of most things in my life, emotionally and financially. the one thing I know I'm not in charge of, Santa, is the health of the people I love the most. And so when I think about who St. Jude's serves, when I think about the challenges of good health happening to people who haven't even been on this earth for 15 years yet, 10, 7, there's very few things that can get me to the place where I am right now, where I'm on the verge of like watering up my eyes. It's just incredibly challenging to think about. And then as I've gotten older, you realize, oh, you don't feel bad just for the child who has cancer. You realize, oh my God, especially now that I have my own children, man, when I think about the parents that got the devastating news that their child is in real danger, that's devastating. And so, St. Jude's has been on a mission emphatically by its founder. And obviously I grew up in an era where I would see the telethons on television. And I grew up at a time where I was a little bit more wise than the average 11-year-old. And I could associate with the ones that were sick. And now I'm 48 and I can associate with the parents of the sick and the family that's affected, because it's not just a child. And knowing that some of them won't be able to beat it, it's kind of just very, very hard. And so there's a lot of nonprofits I'm involved with, providing clean water to people that don't have it, building schools where the alternative is a tree and an elder statesman in the place that they grew up, Guatemala, Laos, Ghana. So there's a lot of things that pull at my heartstrings, but man, this one, it's a big deal. It's a real big deal. And I think that's why I say yes to things like this, besides being able to get some time to flex with Santa. Knowing that of the people that are on right now, several hundred are people that came on because they follow me on TikTok. If I can just compel them to hit that button above your head, I know where the money's going. I know how important the work is. And I know it saves people's lives. And it saves the people that have the most life to live. The truth is, listen, math is math. Someone who's sick at 90 is devastating, but thank God they got 90 years. Someone who's sick at 6 or 9 months or 11, that just is a different thing. And I'm incredibly grateful for organizations like St. Jude, and St. Jude specifically, because St. Jude's also represents what I believe in, which is they've historically been able to know how to storytell and bring awareness. There's millions of incredible nonprofits, Santa, around the world. There are only dozens that almost everybody knows of. And those organizations should be commended for that level of marketing and storytelling, because they're making an impact. They allow someone like me being affected by that as a kid, so that as a grown-up I've been able to contribute. And so I'm just very grateful for you, and I'm very grateful for this organization. I'm very grateful as I see the numbers starting to go up of the people that are donating, and so thank you. And look, when I see crotchet gifts, say, look at the comments, former St. Jude patient here. Like, what else do you want to know? Without a St. Jude's, maybe that person is not capable of typing that right now. That pulls at me very hard. It pulls at me very hard.
And something that is so important every time that I visit St. Jude and I'm able to go and see the researchers and meet the doctors and meet the patients, to know that everything is an open book at St. Jude, and what their efforts are putting forth are benefiting hospitals and children around the world. What a gift. And this is not the norm. It is not the norm. But St. Jude is doing work that is benefiting everyone.
Yes. And thank you, Santa. I know you've got a busy schedule and I've got to run, but I love you. I love everybody who joined this thread. I hope everybody has a healthy, happy holiday. And I thank everybody who's made a donation. And I can't wait to see all of you in real life.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gary. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
My friend, happy holidays.